Hello, it's Rick, creator of A Funnier You. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're talking about how to create laughter on the stage. How do you add humor to a speech or a presentation? First of all, if you haven't already looked at how to be funny, humor simplified and demystified, I'm going to give you a quick recap. Mark Twain said, "Get your facts, distort your facts." And that's basically what we're doing when we're generating a laugh. We're going to use surprise. Surprise is generated when there is an expectation, there is an assumption that comes with a statement. Nearly every statement comes with an assumption and expectation about what you're talking about. We did a lot of examples with When I Cook, I Use Wine. We used the 5W, 1H method to break that down and to really dig deep into what are the potential assumptions and expectations, and then we practice twisting those to generate the laugh. So how do you transfer that fundamental skill set to get laughs to the stage? I call it the laugh generator, and I created this because I took my naturally funny self and I tried to be funny on a stand-up comedy stage. I struggled, wasn't very funny. Being naturally funny didn't translate. I've shared that story before. Bottom line, though, I finally found a mentor after reading books, taking other workshops, classes. Again, reading a lot of freaking books. I found a mentor who was able to break it down for me in a way that I could understand and give me actionable advice. That helped me on the stand-up comedy stage. But then I wanted to be funnier in a public speaking. I wanted to win the humorous speaking contest specifically. But then my skill set of being naturally funny, my skill set of being funny on a stand-up comedy stage, that environment didn't translate well. In order to win, I had to go back to the drawing board, and that's how the laugh generator process came about. So here it is, breaking it down. What you do is you record the thing you want to add humor to. And I say the thing because it could be your intro, it could be a bio, it could be a story, it could be a piece of your signature talk. Whatever it is that you want to add humor to. I used the laugh generator process when I wrote my book on Hook 'em with Humor for public speakers to use humor. I use this with my clients. When they hire me to help them add humor to identify the laughs they've missed every time they spoke. All right, so enough about that. You record the thing. Now, ideally, you record the thing in front of a live audience. If you're not part of Toastmasters, you should really consider it because it's a stand-up, it's open mic for speakers. It's a place for you to practice. It's a place where you can video it and get feedback. All right. Next, let me back up. So you record it, ideally in front of an audience, but if not, at home, don't write it because we don't write the way we speak, or better yet, we don't speak the way we write. Right? So I've had clients give me their script, and this isn't a transcript, this is what you're planning to say, and they didn't understand the difference. The difference is we don't speak the way we write. So tell your speech, tell your story to your cat or your dog, or to yourself in the mirror, whatever, but record it and then have it transcribed. Now, if the recording is in front of a live audience, and you select verbatim, which I recommend you select verbatim even if it's not in front of an audience. Verbatim will give you the ahs, ums, your stutters. It'll show you some of the potential noise that you're using when you speak that gets in the way of the signal or your message. But if it's in front of an audience, they will also note where laughs happened. And that's valuable because if you expected a joke to land and it didn't, you'll be able to see that. If you got a laugh in an unexpected place, you'll be able to see that as well, and you can leverage that. So you record it. You get the transcription. I recommend rev.com, no affiliate link at all. That's just who I use. Now, you get the transcription, and you look at the words. And this is the process I use when someone buys a laughter audit from me, when someone pays me to help them punch up their speeches, presentations, or stories. And I step through line by line, and there's layers to this. The first pass is just I'm looking for anything they say in that transcript, anything they have said, rather, in that transcript, that stands out as, is there a double meaning? Is there a clear assumption, an easy assumption? Or is there a chance for wordplay, like the double meaning? I'll give you a couple examples here in a minute. So then you identify those opportunities, isolate each line, and then you have the fact, and you can distort the fact. So you identify the assumptions, the expectations in that statement, and then you twist it and get a laugh. And then you practice your speech again, you record it, you test the result, and I can't apologize for the fact that this is iterative. If you want to know how great stand-up comics become great, it's because they iterate. They wash, rinse, repeat. They try things out, they record it, they refine it. You're going to have to do the same thing if you want to be funny on stage. There are certain aspects of your story that you should spend this time on. Now, I'm going to give you two examples. I was working with a client. He was telling the story about his solo boat trip down the coast of California into Mexico. Big storm comes up. And he said this. He said, "I didn't want my boat to end up on the rocks." Now, immediately that jumped off the page because on the rocks is a clear way that you can twist because it has another meaning, and that is how you order a drink, right? So level one of this is just like, okay, there's an opportunity. So what do we say? We tried a couple different ways and settled on this. And that was, "I didn't want my boat to end up on the rocks. So I did what any captain would do. I went to the liquor cabinet," right? So that's laugh one. I went to the liquor cabinet because it's unexpected. Because scotch on the rocks good, boat on the rocks bad. Second laugh. Okay. Another example, speaker I was working with telling a stressful story about airport security. Again, she gets to this point in the story where security pulled her into one line, her husband and kids went into another line, right? The assumption, the expectation is, special searches, pat downs, x-rays, body cavity search, whatever, right? So when I talked about twisting, right, there's the upside and the downside. So the downside, right, so it's a assumed negative event. So if you twist it by saying, what is the upside of this event? So I recommended that she could say, all I could think was finally some alone time, right? So security pulls me into one line, my husband and kids are in another line. All I could think was, finally some alone time, right? That would get a laugh. And you could heighten the laugh by comparing and contrasting her husband's reaction to hers, right? So security pulls me into one line, I'm in another line, or my husband and my kids are in another line. I looked at my husband and he's freaking out. All I could think was, finally some alone time, right? So it's this process that allows you to uncover the laughs you've been missing, that you've been walking past, or rather talking past every time you talk. Now, as you practice identifying assumptions, twisting them, you will get to the point where you're talking and you will hear yourself say something, and in that moment, you will be able to twist it and get a laugh impromptu, unplanned. I encourage that. Try it, and that's why you record it, because some lightning sparks in that moment. Get it on camera, get it on the recording. You'll be able to use it again and again. Okay, recap time. Surprise, identifying assumptions, expectations, twisting them, generating a laugh. How that transfers to the stage is, first level is you'll just begin recognizing the assumptions and expectations and being able to twist them on the fly as you speak. The second, though, is a more refined, repeatable process to add humor to your introductions, to your bio, to your signature stories, to your presentation, and that is record it, have it transcribed verbatim, isolate the lines, look for items that stick out with a clear assumption, wordplay, puns, twists, alternate meanings, give your speech again with those changes, record it, and it's a wash, rinse, repeat process. If you follow this process, I guarantee you will be a funnier you. Let me know how I can help. Drop a comment. If you have questions about this process, I'd love to expand on it for you, help in any way I can. This channel is for you. Thanks for watching.